Hey, welcome everybody. Thanks again for taking your busy day to spend about 30 minutes with us. I'm Doug Mitchell with Ogletree Financial, and doing our presentation today, we're going to have Louis Labash, who's also a marketer here at Ogletree Financial. What we're going to talk about today, I'm just going to kind of set the mood for you. You know, we hear a lot about leads and where can I get leads, and you know, I'm having trouble getting new people to see. Well, we're going to show you a few things that hopefully will keep you busy over the next year. Some landing pages and some ideas that we've got that have been working really well for us, and so hopefully you'll be able to use it in your practice as well. Want to touch on just two things real quick, and I'm going to give it over to Louis and let him do the presentation. But you've got a trip to qualify for. Our trip each year is usually in somewhere in the Caribbean. That's where it has been for the last 3 or 4 years. Just for $50,000 in paid life insurance premium, we'll take you and a guest, all expenses paid. We pay for your airfare. We pay for the resort. We typically go to an all-inclusive place. This next year, 2014, we're going to be going over to Cancun in the Mexican Riviera. It's a great place, the Now Resort. As a matter of fact, we leave tomorrow. The Ogletree Producer Conference is in Punta Cana at the Now Larimer Resort. So if you didn't qualify for that, you're not going to be with us. You need to strive for next year. Pretty easy number to hit. So keep that in mind. Louis, show these guys how they can do $50,000 in production really quick by using some of these tools.
Okay, Doug. Hey, thanks. Hey. Well, today's agenda, what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about a targeted lead program that we have put together for you, as well as some video marketing, some content that we're going to provide for you to go along with this whole concept, and a piece of software that we're providing to everybody who gets appointed with us is called the Quicker Quoter. And it's the tool that you can use to go out and close the business. So the whole idea behind this is that we're going to try to give you people, give you some way to educate them, get some appointments, and you can do these appointments either in front of them or online. And then at the end of the day, you're going to have some tools to help close the sales. So basically, that's what we're going to talk about. So let's just talk about the state of the insurance lead systems today. Well, direct mail still works well with mortgage insurance. You know, it's something that you can still do, and we have a lot of people that do very well using our direct mail program. And if you're interested in doing that and going after mortgage leads and get your own exclusive mortgage leads at a very low cost, we can help you do that. Internet leads, now that's a whole other story. You know, I myself have in the past I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars on internet leads. One time I bought, from one lead company, I bought the City of Atlanta, and I got all the leads that that company provided for the City of Atlanta for a year, and it cost me $7,000 to do that. That company is now out of business, but that's what happened to most of these lead companies, that they kind of, you know, worked their way out of business. So the idea behind this thing is that currently the leads that you get they come in a number of different flavors, but most of them come out like this. They're old. You have no idea how old they are. I mean, I've gotten what was called instant phone leads, where as soon as they filled out the form, my phone rang, and I talked to the person, and they told me that they already got the insurance taken care of, and have, you know, did their physical, and the policy was on the way, and they're supposedly just filled out a form, you know, less than 5 seconds ago. So, you know, I don't know where those leads came from, but basically those are the kinds of things that happen. And also these shared leads, well, they tell you they're only going to share them with 2 or 3 agents. They don't tell you that the 4th person that they share them with is another lead company that shares them with 2 or 3 agents, and their 4th lead company is, their 4th agent is another lead company, etc. And I have called up in internet leads and talked to a person. They said I was like the 51st person that called them, and you know, I was amazed to answer the telephone. You know, then you get bad contact information, and you know that happens. People fill out forms for who knows what reason, put bad stuff in there, and you get those. But then if you pay $20 for it, trying to get credit from the lead company sometimes is kind of got to jump through hoops to get that to happen. So it gets pretty expensive. You really have no control over where these things came from. You're at the mercy of the lead company. And then even if you get a good one, which is somebody that's really interested, they're looking for the cheapest insurance that you have. And so the end of the day, I had a number of these, 24-year-old females that wanted to buy $50,000 of 10-year term insurance. I paid $20 for the lead, and basically the commission, if I sold the policy, was going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $40. So I mean, the whole idea is that you really, are, not doing yourself a service by doing this stuff, and you end up getting frustrated, and you waste a lot of time, and you waste a lot of money. Now you can hire some calling services. You can hire people to call. There are some companies that do this on a regular basis. They're very professional. They do a pretty good job, but generally it's kind of expensive. I had one that is going to cost you somewhere in the neighborhood of like $6,000 a month for this. Another one is $1,000 to get started, and then it was going to be in a neighborhood of like $35 to $40 per lead per se. So again, it works, but it's a pricey way to do this. Then there's this thing called SEO. You might have heard of search engine optimization, where you set up a website and you pay somebody a whole bunch of money, and they basically are going to push all these people to your website, and they're going to fill out forms, or they're going to show you how to use AdWords in order to do this. And most people don't realize the way the AdWords work is that Google has these keywords that you pay for the use of the keyword. And if you want to get on the front page of Google with the keyword, say the word insurance, and somebody clicks on your ad that you paid for, it's going to cost you $7. Whether they fill out a form or do anything at all, if they just click, look around for a little bit, and leave, you just paid $7. So it gets very expensive to do that. And the other way is that they call this SEO, where they basically are going to say, we're going to set it up so that you're going to be in the front page of Google. Well, actually, anybody ever really looked at this? There are only 10 listings on page 1 that are available, period, in the whole world. So if you want to be on the first page of Google with the word insurance, you're going to have to be called Allstate or Nationwide or John Hancock or something like that. You're not going to be called Jimmy the insurance agent. Trust me, you're not going to get there, not unless you spend thousands and thousands of dollars. So that's not going to work for you. Of course, we can also do cold calling now, and cold calling is probably what we're going to ask you to do, but the bottom line is that we want you to do this in a more correct, precise fashion. And first of all, the DNC's list means you can only call businesses, and that's where you need to be going, because that's where you can go, and we're going to show you how to get there. You could also do seminars, and well, seminars, they are expensive. They're time-consuming. You got to get the right people in the room. Generally speaking, you end up getting a lot of plate lickers, they call them. So basically, you come in and they'll let you buy them dinner, listen to what you have to say, and you'll never hear from them again until the next seminar shows up, and you'll see them again. So basically, there's some issues there. Plus, there's a lot of people looking over your shoulder when you're doing these seminars. You can get yourself in a little bit of a jam if you say the wrong thing to the wrong people at the wrong time. And then you can do radio ads. And we had some of our agents that were fairly successful running radio ads, except that they're limited availability. I mean, you only get to run so many minutes, say, per week, because that's all you can afford. It may cost you a couple grand for maybe 15 one-minute spots if you're lucky. And the problem is that it's a feast or famine kind of thing, because you run that ad for 1 minute at 2 o'clock on Tuesday, and then you got to answer, hopefully, 15 or 20 phone calls at 2 o'clock on Tuesday. It's very difficult to do that if you're just a one-man show or a two-man show or a two-woman show. And so getting these people on the telephone, immediately they want immediate instant response and service. If you don't answer the phone, you may never talk to them again. And also, they're not qualified. You have no idea who they are, how old they are, how much money they have, what their needs are. They just call up because they heard a phone number, and you can spend a lot of time chasing these folks, right? So what we're talking about today is that what we want you to do is we want to go after what we call targeted leads, all right? And the targeted leads, essentially, the way it works is that you get to pick your targets. This is Sales 101, all right? The way it works is that what you do is that you decide who you want to go call on. You qualify the people ahead of time, and they could be business owners, they could have new businesses, they could be professionals such as doctors, dentists, medical practitioners, computer consultants, engineers, accountants, attorneys. You pick them, okay? They could be newly married. You can get a list of newly married people in your area, or people that just had new babies, or people just had new mortgages. You decide what you want to sell and who you want to sell it to, and we're going to help you do that. And the way it works is that you pick your targets, and then what we're going to do is we're going to give you 250 of those targets in your zip code. We're going to give you their name, their title, their mailing address, their telephone, their business telephone that you can call. Okay, we're going to give you their email address, and this is one of the weaknesses of the system, that generally speaking, while the email address is going to be included, you may find that people change email addresses like they change clothes. You know, basically they just seem to have a lot of them and they change them all the time. So we have some issues with this, but generally we can say that maybe about 50 to 60 of them, 60% of them will be real. So we're going to try and make it up in volume doing that. So the email addresses, and then basically we're going to provide them to you at no charge. So the idea behind this is that you're going to tell us what you want to do, who you want to call on, in what area you want to call on, and we're going to provide you with the contacts and the information so that you can go after those people and make this thing work for you. So we're going to give you a calling list. We've got a phone script that we can provide for you. We've got a sample email. We've got some content. We're even going to build you a landing page. We've got the most competitive, unique products in the marketplace. We have our carriers are A+ rated, top rated companies with most competitive products, and we'll also provide you with the top street commissions for these companies. So you're not going to have to take a haircut to do this on top of it. So the way it works is that, first of all, you come on board and we're going to set up a landing page for you. So I created this new landing page, and one of the products that we think that you need to be selling, and again, when you are doing cold calling or marketing to somebody and trying to sell them insurance, you don't necessarily want to be selling them the same insurance that they already own or the same insurance that they already bought or they're already familiar with. And so we think that a good way to get in the door talking to business owners or people that have new mortgages or new businesses or new babies is basically this new living benefits program from Transamerica. And the way it works is that you could actually, we'll give you your own, and this is, whoops, I got to back up here. We'll go here to the landing page, and this is the landing page. And when it comes up, you're going to have a video. And I'm going to turn that off, but this video plays, talks about what goes on in this living benefits thing, has your name, has a phone number for them to call for you, and also a place for them to put their name and email address and their daytime phone number and even a message. And if they fill this thing out, you will get an email. I don't get the email, you get the email, saying that this person at this email address and this phone number wants some more information about this program. So you can send them this as a link. And it'd be like the link up here. It says livinginsurance.com/LGLabash. It'll be livinginsurance.com/Bob, Sally, Tom, Joe, whatever your name is, whatever we're going to put that up there. So when they click on this, this will be your own link and your own information. And by the way, if they say, well, what happens if we want to go to the regular one? Like what's the home page? Which people do this, all right? So they just want to go. But if they go back to that page, they're basically just going to get this. They're just going to get this video and just some basic information. I'm not going to be trying to steal any of your leads, any of the people that you're sending to. There's no way for us to even know who came here unless they fill out a form and you get the email. So that's the way this program is going to work, and we're going to provide this for everybody who wants to come on board with us. All right? So let me close this down, go back to the next part of it. We're also going to provide you with some content. We have Easy as 1, 2, 3, which is a 4-page white paper about tax-free retirement. We have this living benefits solution. This is from Transamerica. We also have this Rapid Builder program, which is for single premium annuities type sales. We're basically using life insurance and index universal life for replacing the annuity business because the caps are so terrible. Well, you can actually have somebody buy a Rapid Builder product from North American. They put $100,000 in here. We guarantee if they want to cash in the first 3 to 5 years, they can get their $100,000 back. Plus, they'll probably make anywhere from 5 to 7% on that same $100,000. 20 to 50 times more than they'll make in a CD, double what they'll make in an annuity. So basically, and you make about the same commission as the annuity. So the only difference here is that they have to be insurable. But Table 3 is standard with this program. So we got this going on. So these are the types of content that we'll provide for you. And then also, when you get to the point where you got the content, we sent the email out, we have their email address, we sent them some information, Well, we've got a script for you to talk to them, to explain what you're doing. And then we have a fact finder form that you can use when you go out and see the prospect and help figure out what they need, because not everybody needs the same pair of shoes. You need to get their size for them. And we have this full toolkit. This is the toolkit from that I've designed that's for Ogletree users. It has 14 calculators in here. We have a calculator that talks about tax-free retirement. There's a calculator about wealth transfer, final expenses. There's one here called How to Rob a Bank, which basically shows you that lifetime income riders and annuities will just murder any CD deposits that are out there. Plus another half a dozen calculators in here that will help you do other things to help people understand why they can need your services. And this is a piece of software that goes on your laptop that you can take with you out in the field and show people how this works. And then the new Quicker Quoter, because bottom line is that once you get involved in this thing, you go see somebody and you get an appointment. We provide you with leads. We're going to provide you with the scripts and the content to help you move to the next level to get this appointment. So example, if you're going to do this, in many cases we're talking about selling term insurance initially to get them in, make them a prospect. Most people want to buy term insurance. Sell them term insurance. Don't just walk away from it. But we can help you sell them this living benefits term, which has got it's a better commission rate. It's a little bit more pricey, but it has a lot more benefits, and it's well worth your while. So when I go and do this, and again, I'm doing this a little bit. So let me just click on here, and we're going to run the Quicker Quoter, okay? And the Quicker Quoter, basically, this is this piece of software. I'm just going to move it down here so you can see how this works. But I'm going to put it here. And first of all, when you sit down and talk to somebody about life insurance, well, you got to figure out why they need some life insurance and how much they need. So this comes with this income calculator. And the way this works is here I got a guy who makes $75,000 a year. If something happened to him, he'd like his family to have 70% of that. That comes out to be $52,500. He thinks he's going to get some Social Security benefits for his family, maybe $15,000, and you can pick a number, whatever you want to put in here, or you pick the income, whatever it is, right? And then this guy's 45 years old, and he'd like to have money available for the next 30 years to take care of his wife and kids if he wasn't there. And inflation's about 3%, and he's thinking, well, in this environment, we can get maybe 4% on our money, so I'm going to put 4% on this thing. So we're just going to stick that in there. And if I display it, this just comes out and says, well, let's just get this bigger and fit the width. And you'll see this nice printout that shows you that this guy needs $981,000 of life insurance to take care of this problem. And it shows this is the minimum that he's going to need, because at the end of 30 years, as we go down here, you'll see that there's nothing left. It's all gone. Zero. So this is the amount of money that's going to be around for the next 30 years to take care of his family. But you get this printout from this thing, so you figure out, okay, he needs $1 million. We got that number down. It's 981, but we're just going to keep it $1 million just for demonstration purposes. So if we can click on that, so we know he needs $1 million. So now how do we figure it out? So he's 45 years old, and we can click his age and put his age in here. We're going to say he's going to get $1 million. You can have whatever number you want in here. We're going to leave it at $1 million. And basically, I'm going to say that he's going to be, we can have all these different rate classes. I like to, when I talk to these people, I like to just put them like at regular plus. I don't know if they're going to get preferred best or if they're preferred, but, if you're talking to them face to face, and you're going to give them some numbers, you want to get real about it. You want to explain to them that, it's all about underwriting, and I think you could probably get the best rates, but I don't know that for sure, so I don't want to have any, shocking days coming to you, but I think that you're better than regular, and, you're better than average, so we're going to just go with regular plus, and I'm just going to click this button, and what it's going to do, we're going to go get $1 million worth of term insurance and also guaranteed UL for $1 million. How much is it going to cost this guy, 45, who's standard plus? And when it runs, it comes down and it shows these different products. So it looks like Banner Life is at the top of the hip. For a 15-year term policy, it's $14.55. If he goes to 30 years, and the 30-year looks like Transamerica is a better product as far as price goes at that rate, $35.30. And then if we want to go to all the way to pay to age 100 and guaranteed age 100, it's going to cost them, if he's regular plus, it's $8,800 a year. And if it's regular, it's $95.29. And then if we want to have it pay, this is kind of interesting. Look at this. If you pay $88.17, the policy stays in force to 100. If you pay $89.93, which is about $200 a year more, you pay to 100, but it stays in force to age 121. So That's how much it costs you for an extra 20 years of guaranteed death benefit life insurance, a couple $100 a year. So basically, you decide what the client wants to buy, pick out the best product for them, and then go ahead and write the policy. So as simple as that, we went through and figured out what he needed, and we also gave him a quote for the top 3 companies that we had in our system. And this quoting system can be installed on your computer. You can download it from us, and it's a no-charge item so that you can go out and sell these products. You could also pick the top 12 products that you like to sell and set up a pick 12 analysis thing. And basically, if we ran that for this, I'm just going to say yes to that. It's going to give me a couple warnings, but this is basically my pick 12 that I stuck in here, and it talks about the top ones. So this basically is a way that you can figure out what you're selling ahead of time, what you like to sell, and what's easier for you, maybe do underwriting purposes or depending on the client, and you can set that up. And so you don't give them too much information, but just enough so you can get this deal done. So that's how that works. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to head off to the next slide, and let's just close this down. Whoops. And so we're going to provide you with top street producer contracts, sales materials, all right, sales software, marketing videos, weekly training webinars. We do these webinars generally on about once a week, sometimes twice a week, just depending on our schedules and what we have going on and how many people attended last week, and we have to do to keep up with all of the work that goes on. And so basically we have these, generally try to have them on a weekly basis. We also will run the illustrations for you. If you don't have the illustration software, we can do it for you. And if you have something that's more sophisticated that you need some additional information, we can help you do that, figure out how the best way to run these illustrations. We're going to provide you with the targeted marketing lead lists. So basically you'll have people to go call on, and if you go out and sell something, we're actually going to not only pay you top commissions, but we're also going to take you to Cancun if you want to come. All you need to do is $50,000 in target premium. So if you were to, the case I just showed you, if you did one of those a week, you would go to Cancun. So basically that's what it takes. You and your special other person would go, actually, and we'd pay for the airfare and feed you and give you something to drink while you were there. So that being said, if you're not currently appointed with us, how do you get to participate in this? Is that, first of all, we're going to send you contracting paperwork. If you complete it and return the contracting paperwork before the end of March, we'll set you up in the system. You need to provide us with your contact information for your landing page via email. So what I need after you send in the contract page, along with that, if you would send me an email with your contact information, your correct email address, and your phone number that you'd like to have on your landing page. I don't want to have it in a verbal sense or on some scribbled form if you put it on the thing that I can't read, because I need you to spell it out for me, because I don't want to do these more than once if I can help it. So basically we need that. And then you need to call us to discuss your target market and zip code that you want to get this list from. So you want to talk about who you want to go call on, who's the best target market for you in your area, and give me the information so we can get you the list so we can get you started on this thing. Now, those of you that are already appointed with us, and again, you can call this number, 877-288-2071, and you can call this number today, and basically what you'll do is you'll get me on the phone. If you call, we can start gathering some of this information, and I can answer any questions for you that you need. But if you're currently appointed with us, basically all we are asking for you, those that are currently appointed with us, going forward from today, is we need you to turn in a case with a minimum of $500 in annual target premium. So any one of these term policies I just showed you would qualify you for that, or an IUL product for $500 would qualify, or a guaranteed UL would qualify. So basically, it's just turn in a case. Generally, we don't do too many cases under $500 in premium, but that would be the minimum that we need. You provide us with your contact information, just like we want the new people to come on board, because as you all know, you guys keep changing things, and it's hard to keep up with you sometimes. So you need to provide us with an email of your current contact information, and then you need to also call us to discuss your market and zip code lists so we can build that list for you. And again, you want to call this number, 877-288-2071, and I'm going to go ahead and flip this over to the last page, and I'm going to let Doug finish up here.
Hey, Louis. Louis, thanks. Guys, as you can see, this would be the direction you need to head if you want to build that prospect base up. I mean, we're going to provide you with people to talk to. We're going to provide you with the content. It's up to you to just close the deals. So, and we'll keep on providing that the content and the leads as long as you're doing business with us. So, if you're not already contracted and you want to have access to these tools, give us a call. Let's get you signed up. And if you are already contracted and you're not doing business, then it just takes a case to be able to play. So thanks again for being on our call today. We look forward to working with you guys that are going on the trip. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And for those of you that aren't going, we'll see you next year. So thanks a lot. And Louis, nice job. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys.